Hey YouTube, today I'll be changing the slide on my high Capa gold match into this Capa Customs tornado barrel, the black threaded barrel. I'm doing this upgrade purely so I can attach a tracer unit to my high Capa, and it's a pretty straightforward upgrade. So first step is to take out the magazine and then take out the slide. Just like that. Slide comes off. We'll put this to the side. So now here you'll see the guide rod and the guide plug. So what we'll do is we'll pull this back, remove the guide plug and therefore the guide rod, just like so. Make sure that nothing goes flying outwards. And then the hop-up unit and barrel should just slide out. So now here we have the barrel and the hop-up unit. You can see the barrel in there. And you can hear a bit of a rattle. So next step is to remove the hop-up unit. And by the looks of it, I need something small to pull this pin out. So I'll use this. Alright, we're back, just took the inner barrel out. So now the next step is to remove this little spring piece on the gold match. So to do that, you take off this little O-ring here, which will release the spring. So I'm just going to slide that off right there. Just like so. Now this entire mechanism comes sliding off. And now we're left with an exposed inner barrel. You'll see that has that little notch where that system was. Also, in order to take off this thing, you will need another screwdriver or tool. And this little piece, you'll see that there's a little nub there. And that little nub needs to be, hold on. That little nub there needs to be pushed to the side as to let the inner barrel slide through. So now that we have the inner barrel, like so, I'm going to grab my gun oil lube. I'm going to open up the new barrel. So here I have the barrel. I'll take it out now. And then it comes with a set of O-rings. What you're going to want to do in order to make sure that the O-rings don't crack, dry up, anything like that, is you're going to want to grab one. Take your gun oil or whatever lube you use. I personally use Hops 9. And you're going to just put a tiny bit of lube across this, spread it with your finger, get it all over it, just so that it's nice and lubed up. And just put a bit more. And now that's nice and lubed up, what we'll do is we'll take the tornado barrel, we'll take this ring, we're going to shove it into the front as to let it find that little natural sitting spot for it just behind the threads. So we'll take our handy screwdriver. I'm just going to switch the tool here on my screwdriver to be less sharp. And we're just going to take it and sit it into place. You'll feel it kind of fall into place and it'll stop moving. And that's how you know you've got it in place. So if you look in there, you can see that the O-ring is seated properly. Just give it a couple of taps, make sure it's well, and you're good. Now you're going to take your second O-ring from the kit. Once again, you're going to lube it up a bit. And this one is going to go onto the barrel itself. So once you have a bit of barrel there, a bit of lube, take the barrel, slide it on top of the barrel, push it down, careful about that little notch that I was talking about, until it's seated about this far. And then what you're going to do, you're going to take the new metal barrel, take your inner barrel, slide it in there, and then just seat it. And make sure that this is aligned properly, like so, and the installation is complete. You'll see that there's no wiggle room, no more tapping sound as there was before. And this upgrade is pretty much done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to oil up the spots that may get a bit of wear on the barrel. So near the top and a tiny bit on the bottom. Not too much, just enough to cover whatever may have been moving before. Put a bit on the pop-up unit, like so. Now we're going to take the slide. I'm going to feed this back in through the spot, seat it back properly. Now we're going to take our guide plug again, pull it back all the way, reseat the guide plug and the guide rod, like so. Make sure that's aligned properly so it actually clicks into place, like so. And there you go. That upgrade is finished. You'll see that there's a tiny bit of extension on the end there. That's completely fine. Barrel is seated in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our original piece here, our bottom half, slide this guy back on, and then we're going to take the mag release, fit it back into place, and it's done. That's it. Okay, so now we're moving on to the shooting test. New magazine's in. I have a little pistol attachment to make sure that everything works properly. As you can see, I lubed up the barrel. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it's more shiny than usual. Yep, that's about it. So I'm just gonna go cock this real quick. Much nicer sound, by the way. Sounds really good. Now we're gonna shoot it. Just like that. Full mag dump. All good.